G'day, my name's Pete, and in this YouTube I'm going to tell you how to use a public bus service to go to Port Arthur and save a heap of money. I'm going to tell you where to get on the bus, show you a little bit about the route, show you the historic Port Arthur site. Then I'm going to talk about the frequency of the service, and I'm also going to tell you about the fare we have to pay. We're going to end up with some bloopers. And I would always recommend you get there a bit early and check the bus timetable if available. If not, check the bus timetable on your phone. Now here's the area around bus stop D4 that you'll have to go to in Hobart and Elizabeth Street. But we've also got a graphic for you to have a look at here. The green bit is Franklin Square, the bus stop is D4. This is a bus without a toilet, so there's a couple of toilets there nearby which you may like to use. Now, getting on the bus, recommend, yes, at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes before the bus departs. It gives plenty of time, and there I am showing the green card available from Metro offices in Elizabeth Street in the bus mall. Green cards save you 20%. Bus drivers from operator TassieLink will accept cash or the green card, but they have no FPOS facilities aboard at this stage. That's coming in the future. Here we leave and we can see the Mawson's Hut replica museum. Really worth a look. Let's go across Davey Street and then we go past the Maritime Museum. Very important for Hobart's maritime and naval heritage. There is Hobart's Town Hall. It's a glorious old building and it's beautiful inside if you've got a few moments to look at it. And we have a last lingering look at Hobart's GPO. We swing into Macquarie Street and we start heading due east. Now let's talk about the bus route. Well, we start in Hobart, we cross the River Derwent, we go through Hobart's eastern suburbs and we go to Sorell, a park and ride bus station. Then down to Dunelly where there is a optional toilet stop. Eagle Hawk Neck, we're going to get off at Port Arthur. The bus service 734 goes through to Nubina. Now the vital stats. Hobart to Port Arthur, it's about 94 kilometres on the bus route. Takes about an hour and 50 minutes and that represents an average speed of 51 kilometres per hour. Here we are on the Tasman Bridge going over the Derwent. There's a lot of handrail you can see there, but the reality of the matter is that if you're in a car you can't see anything at all. So you have spectacular views up and down the Derwent from a bus. Let's get rid of the Hobart suburbs without showing them and we get to the first of the beautiful causeways. Now this one's heading towards Midway Point and it's a beautiful sunny Saturday afternoon and it's just like heaven. It's beautiful there. People on the bus all really enjoying it. It's full of backpackers and you can see the views from either side of the bus when you go over the causeway. This is the second causeway and it's taking us towards Sorell and there we swing back to Midway Point. Now we go past the old Sorell railway station to the Sorell Park and Ride bus station and it's pretty empty on a Saturday. Different story on weekdays. Anyway, before we know it, we're charging towards the Tasman Peninsula and beautiful views abound on this spectacular day that we have, a winter's day. Lovely. Now we go and further down we're approaching Dunelly via Copping and there's water views. Now at Dunelly there is a optional toilet stop. You just saw the toilet there and we can see a canal. Yes, it's the Denison Canal. Now Tasmania do not have many canals. It just wasn't something that was needed in Tasmania, or perhaps we couldn't afford to build them. So I've got lots and lots of footage of this canal, but here's just a little bit. Really love it. It's something unique in Tasmania. Now there I show the Dunelly Hotel as we come back from the other way, and again showing you the canal going back to Hobart. Okay, glorious views. And now this is Eagle Hawk Net. Now, Eagle Hawk Neck is the place we used to have the guards with their dogs stopping convicts from escaping from Port Arthur, because this was a very narrow band of land. It was very hard to cross. The convicts who tried to escape must have had beautiful views. The waters were somewhat shark infested, but whereas beautiful views to us wouldn't have been any consolation to these guys who came here as convicts. I just like sitting on the bus because of the elevated views, and I mention that a lot, but it is really nice. Before we know it, we're in Port Arthur village. Quite a few shops there, and people leave us here at the major stop at Port Arthur. Farewell to our backpackers, and here we go past the cemetery, but also the road down to the Port Arthur historical settlement. There he goes to Nubina. We go to the bus stop just past Port Arthur because we're staying at the Port Arthur Motor Inn. Now, we go through this enchanted forest on the way to our hotel for the night. And look, the Port Arthur Motor Inn, totally recommended. Great accommodation, great customer service. It's got a great bar and counter meals, but it's also got a fabulous restaurant which gives you a view of the Port Arthur site itself. Yes, it's right in the grounds of it. Here we are, tranquil Port Arthur, a room with a view, a bit of a view. So we set about doing a bit of an explore. Oh, the serenity of it all. You'd never know who you might meet on these trips. Here's Kit. She was doing our Hong Kong public transport lessons for Tasmania video, and she joined me here walking around Port Arthur. I love my churches, and if you travel to Europe, there's plenty of it. Not so many in Tassie, but this deserted church at Port Arthur is certainly worthwhile wandering around and having a look at. It has that lovely sort of special feel, particularly at this time of day towards the evening. It's so interesting, it's made me breathless. The other St David's. We've got St David's Church in Hobart. This is the other St David's Church here at Port Arthur. Port Arthur Historic Site. An icon of Tasmania, the whole site. On another one of our bus journeys to the Huon Valley, we went past St David's Cathedral in Hobart. Now, a map of the Port Arthur bus stops and how to get to the Port Arthur site entry. The main bus stop is at Port Arthur Village. It's a 700-metre walk down to the entry gate. We got off at the alternative stop, wandering down to the Port Arthur Motor Inn where we stayed overnight, and prior to dinner we walked through the grounds of Port Arthur. Ready? Well, it's time to go back home. We have a lovely night and we then wait to catch the bus back to Hobart. It's 734. Let's have a look at the frequency of the service to Port Arthur. Well, weekdays, the bus departs Hobart at 3:45. That has got a number of students on board, so it can be a bit busy. Coming back, it's pretty early in the morning, 6:11 a.m. That's a pretty early departure. Gets you into Hobart nice and early by about 8 o'clock. Weekends, it's better. You're leaving Hobart at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's what we did to get down to Port Arthur. And coming back, you can have a bit of a brekkie, and it's 8 o'clock from Port Arthur back to Hobart, a bit more convenient. So that's the one we'd recommend. If you can, go down in the weekend, possibly down on the Saturday and come back on the Sunday morning. That gives you a good opportunity. Now, the bus fares. The state government is having 50% discount on fares, cost of living measure. Cash fare is $8 down to Port Arthur, and the concession fare is $4. Now, if you've got a green card, you get 20% off. So that's pretty cool, and that can be attainable from Taslink or from Metro Tasmanian Elizabeth Street Mall. Taslink's the one to contact for further information. If you did enjoy this video, do consider subscribing to Tasmanian Bus Journeys, giving us a like. I really would appreciate that. So here's some bloopers. Bloopers for you as promised. I am waiting for the bus. I have a busman's ear. I listen out and wait. And is something coming?
A rumble. Is this it or not? No, it isn't. It's a motorcycle. Haha. It's two motorcycles. I think this could be the bus. Let's see whether I'm correct.
Okay, let's have another go. We're waiting, we're listening, we can hear things. My ear's been finely tuned to buses over many decades and can...
Still hear it coming.
Yes, maybe.
No, it's just a boring car. Ready? Yep.
All right, third time lucky. We can see the bus.
734.
All Taslink drivers will pull off the road where they can do so in a safe manner. This is an official bus stop, but you have to indicate clearly to the driver.
And you were totally right. The food was superb at the motoring. Absolutely superb.
In a previous video examining public transport in Hong Kong, I advocate the use of double-decker buses for Hobart. Now here is Hobart's double-decker bus. It's the red-decker Explorer bus. Drivers are absolutely wonderful, and if you're a bit rushed for time, I highly recommend this for having a quick look around Hobart.